Okay, this is 8.5 multiplying and dividing. This is right where we left off from the last one. I'm not sure if it cut me off, but let's just continue with number 7. Okay, you were trying 7, 8, 9, and 10 on your own. So these are not in true scientific notation form. Okay, all of them. If you look at them, you can see that. So what we said to do was turn it into standard form. So to turn this into standard form, you're going to use the -1 to figure out what that would look like. Okay, and you're going to move it one place to the left, so you have 2.765. So now you're going to take this number and put it back into scientific notation. Okay, so keep in mind that this has to be in between 1 and 10, and it already is in between 1 and 10 for you. So this is one of those cases where you are going to have 10 to the 0 power. So you have 2.765 times 10 to the 0 power. Okay, for number 8, when you turn it into standard form, okay, you're going to get this big old number right here. When you switch it back into scientific notation, you should have ended up with 1.0976 times 10 to the 9th power. Okay, and then number 9, oh, went a little too fast there. Turning it into standard form, okay, you're going to have 87,650,000. And to get this into scientific notation form, you're going to swing that decimal place 7 spots to the left. So in scientific notation, it's 8.765 times 10 to the 7th power. Alright, so let's take a look at these. Okay, if you multiply the first number, the first numbers, okay, and then you add the exponents, you're going to get 75.53 times 10 to the -5th power, okay, putting it right into scientific notation form. But then you have to ask yourself that question again, is this first number in between 1 and 10? 75 is not. So now you have to move the decimal again. Okay, and you're going to want to move this decimal, but first, before you do that, okay, go to standard form. Okay, swing that decimal 5 places to the left. You're going to get 0.007553, and then put this number back into scientific notation. So you're going to swing that decimal over 1, 2, 3, 4 spots to the right. So you'll have 7.553 times 10 to the -4th power. Okay, now number 11. Okay, you're going to multiply your first two numbers. Okay, keeping the base of 10 the same, and then adding those exponents. You're going to get 46.656 times 10 to the -3rd power. Put this number into standard form. Okay, it is not in scientific notation form right now, so we're going to switch it. In standard form, the number is 0.046656. Okay, you were swinging that decimal 3 places to the left, adding in a 0 here. And then to get it back into scientific notation, you're only moving it 1, 2 spots to the right. It's falling in between the 4 and the 6. So 4.6656, that's in between 1 and 10, and it's times 10 to the -2nd power. Okay, try these two on your own and see how you do. Alright, when you multiply through for number 12, you should get 10.976 times 10 to the 8th power. Turn this into standard form. Okay, swing that decimal place 8 spaces to the right. And then take that standard form number and put it back into scientific notation by moving the decimal 9 spaces to the left, in between the 1 and the 0. So your final answer in scientific notation should be 1.0976 times 10 to the 9th power. Alright, for 13, when you multiply through, okay, you're going to get 26.91 times 10 to the -1st power. Remember, you're adding your exponents here. 5 plus -6 gives you -1. Okay, not in scientific notation form, so you're going to have to put it into standard form. Okay, swing that decimal place 1 spot to the left, and then turn this number into scientific notation. And if you notice right now, you can see that it's already in between 1 and 10. So I'm going to keep that number the same, 2.691, and I'm going to multiply it by 10 to the 0 power. Remember, when you don't move left or right, you're not moving at all, so that means you're moving 0 spaces. The exponent is 0. 10 to the 0 power is the same thing as 1. Okay, and if you multiply this number by 1, it's going to give you back that number, 2.691. Okay, so if you divide with scientific notation, okay, now you're going to divide the numbers and you're going to subtract the exponents. Okay, so you're going to divide the numbers and you're going to subtract the exponents. So let's see what happens here for number 1. Okay, if we divide these numbers on our calculator, we're going to get 3.4. If we subtract 6 minus 2, we're going to get 4. And this is in scientific notation form. Okay, so that's done. Number 2, let's take a look at this. Dividing 3 by 1.2 gives you 2.5. Okay, we like that number because it's in between 1 and 10. And then you're going to subtract the exponents. Negative 2 minus 3 gives me negative 5. And this is in scientific notation. All right, let's do it again. Okay, you're going to divide those first two numbers. So divide 7.2 by 4. And then you're going to subtract the exponents. Negative 5 minus negative 3. Careful with that double negative. Okay, you're actually going to be adding in this case. Double negative means addition. Okay, so the division part here is going to give you 1.8. We like that number once again. And then you have 10 to the negative second power. A little too fast there. Okay, divide the first two numbers and then subtract the exponents here. Notice that you have a negative, okay, and you're using a subtraction sign, so you're going to have double negative here. And you should get 6 times 10 to the first power. Alright, so let's do 5 and 6. Divide those first numbers, 1.17 divided by 5. And then you're going to subtract those exponents. So we got 0.234 times 10 to the third power. And oh, we got a problem here. This is not in between 1 and 10. So I'm going to go back to that old trick. I'm going to put this into standard form. Okay, standard form tells me to swing that decimal 3 spots to the right. 234 is my new number. And then I'm going to turn this into scientific notation. Okay, the decimal's after the 4. I'm going to swing it 2 places to the left, and my decimal is 2.34. And it's going to be times 10 to the second power. I move the decimal 2 places to the left. That's where the 2 came from. And $234 is, it's not that much money, but it is a positive amount of money. All right, number 6, division happens. Okay, and then the subtraction happens. You're going to get 0.2 times 10 to the negative second power. Okay, not in between 1 and 10. So this 0.2, we have to turn it into standard form. That's going to tell us to swing our decimal 2 places to the right. So I 0.002. And then I want to turn this back into scientific notation. I'm going to swing that decimal 2 places to the right. So I'm going to have 2 times 10 to the negative third power. Okay, I'm keeping in mind that this is a negative exponent here because this would be a negative amount of money to get paid. Alright, let's do it again. Okay, so you have division and subtraction with the exponents. So you divide the first number, subtract the exponents. Okay, you're going to get 0.2 times 10 to the fourth power, not in scientific notation form. So let's write it out in standard notation. Move that decimal 4 places to the right, and you're going to get 2,000. Put it back in scientific notation. You're going to swing that decimal 3 places to the left, and you're going to have 2 times 10 to the third power. Okay, do it again, divide, and then subtract your exponents. You're going to get 1.6 times 10 to the negative fifth power, and we like that one because this is in between 1 and 10, so there's nothing that we need to do any further than this. And that is the end.